Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty the Sultan condoles the Iraqi president on the victims of the fire that broke out in the commercial center in the city of Hout in Wasit province in eastern Iraq. The Honorable Lady, the spouse of His Majesty the Sultan, addresses the distinguished students in the general education diploma and those accepted into higher education institutions. And the total investment in the Al Mazyuna free zone in the Far Governorate exceeds 140 million Omani riyals. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq has sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency President Dr. Abdul Latif Rashid of the Republic of Iraq on the victims of the fire that broke out in the commercial center in the city of Hout in Wasit province in eastern Iraq. His Majesty the Sultan also sent a cable of greetings to Her Excellency President Jennifer Gerling Simons on her election and inauguration as the President of the Republic of Suriname. And His Majesty received a cable of thanks from His Excellency President Paul Kagame of the Republic of Rwanda in response to His Majesty's cable of greetings on the occasion of his country's National Day. Her Highness, the Honorable Lady, the spouse of His Majesty the Sultan, addressed the distinguished students in the general education diploma and those accepted into higher education institutions with feelings of joy and happiness. Her Highness, the Honorable Lady, congratulated the dear students on their success and excellence in the general education diploma. She added that they hope that this will be the key to achieving the honor of acceptance into higher education institutions for the 2025-2026 academic year. The students have demonstrated their academic excellence with merit and competence and have risen to an exceptional level through their tireless efforts and blessed endeavors. Their achievements would not have been possible without the grace of Allah the Almighty, then thanks to the generous care of their parents and the sincere support of their teaching staff in schools. Her Highness, the Honorable Lady, added that they all extend their sincere thanks and appreciation for these efforts. They assure the students of their support for future paths and aspirations, whether they choose the universities or the field of work. She advised the students to maintain high spirits and double their efforts and to persevere in acquiring the useful skills and knowledge that would enable them to contribute effectively in serving the beloved country, the Sultanate of Oman. The Sultanate of Oman strongly condemns the Israeli attacks on the Arab Republic of Syria and its national sovereignty and Israel's flagrant violation of international law. The Sultanate of Oman reiterates its strong appeal to the international community, particularly the Security Council, to assume its legal and moral responsibilities to ensure Israel's full withdrawal from the occupied Syrian territories, cease all hostile acts affecting the lives of civilians, and implement a comprehensive political solution in accordance with UN Resolution 2254, which aims to restore stability in Syria through a Syrian-led transitional process. In a statement issued by the Foreign Ministry, the Sultanate of Oman affirmed its full support for Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity and its solidarity with the Syrian people, calling for intensified international efforts to protect civilians and alleviate their suffering by providing necessary humanitarian aid. Syrian President Ahmed al-Sharaa said that his country is facing a new attempt targeting its territorial integrity and destabilizing its security. In a videotaped speech hours after the Israeli raid on the capital Damascus, which left a number of dead and wounded, al-Sharaa said that the armed escalation witnessed the Suwaida governorate in recent days, which came as a result of actions of outlaw groups that refused dialogue and attacked civilians. He pointed that the country, with all its institutions, took action to put an end to the state of chaos and restore stability. Al-Sharaa affirmed that his country bears full responsibility for providing protection and preserving rights, while calling on Syrians to unite and work together to build a new Syria based on unity, stability and dignity. More than 60 people were killed in a major fire at a shopping mall in the city of Khout in eastern Iraq. A fire broke out last night in a shopping mall, engulfing the 6-story building and sending thick smoke billowing into the air. Shoppers were trapped, with many seeking shelter on the rooftop to escape the flames and smoke awaiting rescue. According to Iraqi authorities, an investigation has been opened into the circumstances of the fire, and preliminary results will be announced within 48 hours. Around 20 Palestinians were killed and dozens injured as a result of raids launched by the Israeli occupation army on various areas in the Gaza Strip. The Palestinian Ministry of Health said that 8 Palestinians were killed and others were injured in Israeli drone strikes targeting 8 workers in the Al Tawam area in northern Gaza Strip. In Jabaliyah, 7 Palestinians from the family were killed when Israeli aircraft bombed their home. An Israeli strike on the residential apartment in Gaza City also killed 3 Palestinians and wounded several others. Russian authorities said that air defense units destroyed 222 drones launched by Ukraine overnight, targeting the capital Moscow and Russian regions. The Russian Defense Ministry reported that more than half of the drones were destroyed over Belgorod, Kursk and Bryansk regions bordering Ukraine. Meanwhile, 2 people were killed and 14 others were injured in a Russian attack on the town of Dabropubia in eastern Ukraine. Ukraine said that Russian forces dropped a 500-kilogram glide bomb on the crowded town center, while more victims are believed to be buried under the rubble of buildings damaged in the attack. Still to come in our news bulletin. Al-Ashkara Atmosphere Forum kicked off in the wilaya of Jalan Bani Bu Ali of South Al-Sharqiya Governorate. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Al Mazyuna Free Zone is seeing steady growth with rising investments, increased trade and new projects boosting its role in the Far Governorate. Here's a report.
Total investments at Al Mazyuna Free Zone and the Dhafar Governorate have exceeded 140 million Omani riyals, following the addition of 8 new projects worth 165,000 Omani riyals. A total of 172 lease agreements have been signed, covering industrial, service, and commercial activities. The zone is focusing on attracting industrial investments to ensure long-term growth. Preparations are underway to launch a veterinary quarantine facility in cooperation with the Ministry of Agricultural, Fisheries and Water Resources, with trial operations set for the third quarter. Meanwhile, 70% of the water desalination plant has been completed, with full operation expected in the fourth quarter. In the first half of the year, the zone handled over 137,000 tons of goods, marking a 21% annual increase. Vehicle movement also rose by 31%, reaching around 3,000 imported and exported vehicles. To boost services, the zone has floated a tender for the management and operation of a duty-free market, aiming to activate direct sales and serve travelers at the Oman-Yemen border.
Governorate of Al Dhahira has awarded 3 packages of service projects with a total value exceeding 1 million Omani riyals. The projects included the maintenance and re-asphalting of internal roads in the wilaya of Ibri, Yankul and Dhank, as well as replanning of some roads to improve traffic safety. A project to supply and install lighting poles on the Khabara Wadi Al Ain road in the wilaya of Ibri was also awarded. The awarding of projects were signed by His Excellency Najib bin Ali Al Rawas, Governor of Al Dhahira. The Sultanate of Oman has been rated as largely compliant with international standards in the field of transparency and exchange of tax information. It was according to the standards set by the OECD's Global Forum on Transparency and Exchange of Information. The assessment was issued following a field visit conducted by a team of international assessors in September of last year. It reflects the Sultanate of Oman's ongoing commitment to consolidating these principles of transparency and governance with enhanced international confidence in its tax system, which contributes in combating tax evasion and supports joint international efforts in the financial tax fields. The third edition of the Al-Ashkara Atmosphere Forum kicked off in the wilaya of Ja'lan Bani Bu Ali in South Al-Sharqiya Governorate, featuring a range of cultural and community events that highlight Omani integrity and heritage. The forum, which will run until the 9th of August 2025, aims to boost tourism, support the local economy, and encourage active community engagement. The opening ceremony was held under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Saeed bin Mohammed Al Sakri, Minister of Economy. Thrill seekers and kite-boarding enthusiasts gathered along the shores of the Arabian Sea of Oman launched its much-anticipated kite-boarding festival, with vibrant sails filling the skies and waves crashing below. The event celebrates adventure, sport, and Oman's rising profile as a hub for water-based tourism. More details in the following report.
As the turquoise waters of the Arabian Sea shimmered under the summer sun, colorful kites sliced through the sky like soaring birds dancing with the wind. With sails snapping and boards skimming the waves, the Oman Kiteboarding Festival kicked off in spectacular fashion, an event months in the making, now brought to life with wind, water, and passion.
We're talking about long beach distance. We're talking about beauty, and we're talking about sports. So combining both gives you really a great approach to the market and to the people across the world. So today we have achieved that, and we continue doing it, because we're not going to highlight Bar al Hakaman, but we are highlighting Musira Island, we're highlighting Al-Ashkhara, we're highlighting Sur by the end of this kite festival. So it's important for Oman, and this is what Umran is doing, is developing experiences, is developing tourism, and is working hard to basically get Oman into the tourism map across the world.
It's our first time here in the Bar al-Hikman. It's a great place. The preparation, everything was super ready, and we really enjoyed the race. It's our first participation in Kite Festival. We enjoyed it. The team was inspired by the Omani team as well, and yeah, everything was super great.
The beaches of Bar al-Hikman were adorned with the colors of the kiteboarding sails, as the first stage of the festival featured a challenging round. The festival saw widespread participation from local and international competitors, with the first round featuring speed challenges and laps around specific points in the middle of the sea.
Oman, for me, it's super nice. I already went here last year and I really enjoyed the place. And this year I came back. The condition is super nice. The water is super flat. The wind is every day. It's super hot. Yeah, it's just an amazing place to kite, and to train.
First of all, experience was absolutely fantastic in one of my favorite spots in the world, and perfect organization, really, really nice team support and the public, so wonderful festival.
The festival represents more than just a thrilling display of skill and speed. It serves as a vibrant platform that highlights the Sultanate of Oman's diverse natural resources and breathtaking coastal landscapes. From the windswept beaches to the crystal-clear waters of the Arabian Sea, Oman is steadily making its mark as a premier destination for water sports and eco-adventures.
This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan condoles the Iraqi president on the victims of the fire that broke out in the commercial center in the city of Kut in Wasit province in eastern Iraq. The Honorable Lady, the spouse of His Majesty the Sultan, addresses the distinguished students in the general education diploma and those accepted into higher education institutions. And the total investment in the Al Mazyuna free zone in the Far Governorate exceeds 140 million Omani riyals. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night and stay safe.